So we're gonna keep the excitement going. I have the one and only Christian Smalls with me, the leader of the Amazon Labor Union. Chris, it is so good to have you on Unbossed. You are certainly somebody who is unbossed. And I know everybody knows your work and your advocacy, that you really put it on the line. But just in case some folks don't know, you were working at Amazon, you were activist there, you got fired because you were standing up for the workers there, standing up for their safety. The bosses did not like it. And I think it was JFK 8 is where you were working. Absolutely, they didn't like it and they fired you, and that did not stop you. As a matter of fact, it gave you the fuel to keep on fighting. And the Amazon Labor Union was born, and you are still at it. So glad to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to catch up with you. And thank you for always supporting me from the very beginning.
Always, you're always gonna have my support. You are a 21st century freedom fighter and should be acknowledged as such. And speaking of acknowledgement, since the last time we saw one another in person when you were here in Cleveland a few months ago, you have won several awards. And I am so glad that people from other organizations are giving you your flowers while you are out there doing the daggone thing and not waiting. You deserve those awards for standing up and being a standard bearer in this 21st century fight. And you are carrying on very much the tradition of other unionists who came before you, even unionists who are still walking the face of this earth. But one in particular comes to mind for me that you remind me a lot of, and that is the one and only Asa Philip Randolph of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. Mr. Randolph did not play. He let them know, and you do the same thing. So you definitely are carrying on that tradition. So a federal judge ordered Amazon to stop firing people for organizing. Can you talk a little bit about that case? And do you think that that will stop Amazon from doing that?
No, absolutely not. I mean, Amazon has already violated that court order, and they will continue to do what Amazon does. But it's definitely a victorious, monumental judgment, because now, not only is this going to affect just JFK, this is a national cease and desist, meaning that yes, the reading has to take place at our building because we unionize, but also these same rules apply to every single building in the network in the country.
But you don't think that the cease and desist, like they're just gonna thumb their nose at what the judge told them?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they do, the good thing about this order is it goes straight to its Second Circuit Court. You know, this is a federal judge. This is not the NLRB that made this ruling. The NLRB enforces this ruling. So the federal judge, if they want to play with that fire, by all means, we're going to take up that fight legally as well. But we know that Amazon is going to do whatever it takes to destroy unions from happening. And that means breaking the law, which they continue to do every single day.
Every single day. And I'm glad that the federal judge told them to cease and desist. And you're right, if they want that smoke, that's on them. Speaking of the National Labor Board, I saw a tweet that you put out about how, or you retweeted a tweet. So that board is saying that they may have to lay some people off and have furloughs because they don't have enough money. And in your tweet, you're saying, hello, Congress, people need to pay attention to this and give them what they need. Talk about some of the consequences that will occur if, in fact, the National Labor Relations Board does have to furlough people.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's probably, it should be the most important topic right now in the country for when it comes to labor. If the board loses its funding, we're already struggling with cases. We have over 118 UOPs right now, unfair labor practices filed against Amazon right now that are pending. They can't keep up with the influx of the organizing efforts across the country. Starbucks workers, Amazon workers, Trader Joe's, Apple, Google, everybody that's organizing right now, we're all affected. If the NLRB is not staffed or not funded, we're not getting anywhere. And Congress needs to wake up, and they need to allocate some money into that budget immediately.
Yeah, definitely that. And we should all stand up and continue to push for that. So we're gonna keep talking about that on this show, Chris. And then what would you like the people of this nation to know about the work that you're doing, and also Amazon workers? You have been all over the country, really all over the world, but especially working in this country. And I think a lot of people, especially consumers, I mean, we just had Black Friday, Amazon workers working frantically. The rules of engagement within those warehouses have not changed. The workers are not being elevated and lifted and treated with decency and dignity. And I'll tell you, Christian, I have not met one Amazon worker who's ever said they want Amazon to go out of business. They want to have better benefits, work conditions, and wages. That's really all they're asking for. So what can people who consume Amazon do to be helpful to workers?
Well, they definitely got to show up for them. A lot of demonstrations are taking place across the country, some that we're involved with heavily, some others that we're not. And when they have these demonstrations, the community has to show where they stand as well. We are the ones that represent our communities. We're our neighbors, we're our friends, family, we're our loved ones. Amazon sets up shop and reap the benefits from our backs. So customers have to understand what we're doing is we're giving money to one company, one man, and destroying our own community. So stand in solidarity, don't cross the picket line. The small things that matter is showing up for these workers, especially when we're outside, when we're going on rallies or strikes, etc. Whatever is being called for action, we need the community to stand with us because we are the ones that we run this. We run the towns, we run the city, we run the community. We want everybody to be on the same page at all times.
Definitely show support and make sure that we're out there doing what we need to do to be in solidarity with what Christian is doing and all of the workers across this country who are working for better benefits or who are organizing for better benefits, better wages, and better work conditions. We truly are all in this. Christian, I want to thank you so much, and all of the members, all of the allies, everybody that is out there trying to push, because when you push, and every victory that you and the team has is a victory for workers all across this country. It's not just the Amazon workers. Your victory is a victory for workers, whether they're unionized or not unionized. And that's why everybody should care about what is happening to workers. Love you so very much. I look forward to catching up with you. I appreciate you in every single way. The courage that it took for you to do what you have done and what you continue to do is all inspiring. Christian Smalls is an inspiration. Please make sure you support the Amazon Labor Union.